Hey everybody, it's Ozone. Welcome back to my little corner of the world here in Vintage Story. It's spring. Can you believe it? Doesn't it just look like spring? Yeah, I know it really doesn't. But technically, it is. March 4th. That's spring. But just like in the real world, you can have some very cold springs, and that's what we've got right now. At least today is very cold. Yesterday was a beautiful day, so it just comes and goes, I guess. But anyway, as usual, I have been a little bit busy in between episodes. You see the hanging stuff back there in the sky? Yeah, I took down a whole bunch of trees and did another run of charcoal because I've also been doing a lot of smithing with my newfound wealth in copper. So I've got a whole bunch of tools made up, which is going to be really nice for today's project. Also, the other brood of piglets has been born. And of course, they're here making up a ton of racket. Now, I also went and did a little bit more mining. Yep, I'm really surprised myself, honestly. I just didn't feel like I had enough copper. So we're back over here at the mining cave to show you something that I've done all along, and that is to put down stones on top of all of the block faces, and that was done in the belief that it would prevent drifter spawning. But I'm finding out that no, it does not. When I went back down into the caves, there were a lot of drifters down there. And while I did get a lot more copper, it felt a little dangerous. It definitely didn't feel as safe as I wanted it to be, or expected it to be. So yeah, learned something new. Apparently, putting rocks down doesn't actually stop drifters from spawning. So, what does stop drifters from spawning? Light. And that's about it. I think they also can't spawn within a 1 block height, but I'm not even terribly positive about that. And so I made a comment in the Discord. Well, light is fine, you can put down torches, but that only lasts for a couple days. And somebody pointed out that you can make a torch holder. Now, I've known that torch holders exist, but I didn't know that you could make one. And the big thing about a torch holder is that they don't let the torches burn out. And apparently it looks like the only material that you can use in this manner is brass. And you need some brass plates, so that's going to be 4 ingots of brass to make 2 torch holders. Well, now I don't know about you, but torch holders seems like a wonderful idea. Definitely seems like a worthy goal because, yeah, I'm still using torches on the outside of my house that I have to replace periodically. So that's the big goal for today. Let's go find some brass. And it also answers a little question that I've had as well, because I felt like the other ores that were here in the game didn't actually lend that much to the game. You know, like you can do silver and gold, but they're really only used for lanterns or the alloy electrum, and of that you really can't use it for very much, at least I don't think. I don't really know. I haven't bothered to look it up. But the bottom line is, aside from copper, tin, and iron, it seems like most of the materials in the game just don't have a lot of use. But I'm really happy to find that there is a good use for brass, and it's a specialized use, and like I said, I think that is a worthy goal for this episode. Now, I have also been doing a lot of leather working. I've only got 1 barrel of borax solution left, but for the fruit of all of my efforts, I have 42 leather, which is a lot, all things considered. Now, once my pigs grow up and I start harvesting them, I'll be able to get a whole lot more leather, but I think that this leather has a really good use right now in the form of backpacks. The leather backpack seems to be the biggest thing that you can make in terms of storage containers, and it will hold 6 items each. So I think I can make 3 of them, and I think this is the best first use of the leather that I have. Nope, looks like I can make 4. Well, I definitely think that is worthwhile, so let's make up these backpacks. This is a really big accomplishment. Maxed out storage? Oh yeah, love it. Look at all that. Oh, that looks so nice. Plus, when you throw the mining bag in there, oh, that gets even better. But that's a huge improvement, don't you think? And it looks really good on my person too. Actually, I've learned that we're called seraphs. The players in this game are called seraphs, as in like an angel-like being. I don't really know why, and I'm sure we'll find some lore telling us about it, but yeah, we're called seraphs. Well, anyway, that's a really big accomplishment, and like I said, it's taken a lot of work with the old leather back there and all of those barrels. And like a lot of my other hand-me-downs, my no longer used items, I think this can go in this chest right here, because, you know, you never know. I might have a use for them. I doubt it, though. Now I'm a little better equipped for the task of the day, which is to make some brass. Now, as we can see from this recipe, brass is an alloy of zinc and copper. A fairly hefty amount of zinc too. Unlike tin bronze, which only needs like 10% tin versus like 90% copper, brass needs a whopping 30% of zinc. And zinc, it turns out, comes from sphalerite. Why is it called sphalerite? I don't really know, but I'm sure there's some chemist out there that will tell me, because these are all based on the real world names of these ores. So we need to find some sphalerite, and we need to find a good bit of it. Now, fortunately, I've been able to do a bit of prospecting, and I found a pretty good supply of it. And it's not too far from my base. I mean, here's my base right here, and right here we have very high 2.43 parts per thousand of sphalerite. In fact, this whole hill is kind of generally good in sphalerite, which will be great. So I'm going to load up on materials, head over into this area, and start a little dig. And now that I'm all geared up, I've got my mining bag, and you know what? Honestly, I think I could use another one of these at some point in the future. But I think we're all ready to go. Got some torches, got some bread, ladders. Yep, seems good to me. It's also much later in the afternoon than I thought, but I guess it really doesn't matter since I'm going to be down into the mines. So I guess we dig through the night. I will block up the old entrance, however, because I don't want to deal with having any growlers behind me. Now the real question is, how deep do we have to go to get to the sphalerite? And the answer is, I don't really know. I'm kind of guessing it's going to be fairly deep. So I'm just going to go and make a pit down like I did the other one. I wanted to get a few steps in though. Guess let's start off first by doing a node search, and yep, as expected, didn't really find anything. So down we go. Ooh, what is that? Iron ore! Did I know that there was iron in this area? Well, decent magnetite, I guess. Well, that is an unexpected find that I am very happy to have. Wow! I didn't really feel like I would be ready to enter the Iron Age for a little while, but I will absolutely enjoy this. Let's get it. And I have heard that these iron veins can be very, very large, so I'm really, really happy to see it. Like I said, I was not expecting to find any iron for quite a long time, and I honestly didn't even notice that this area had decent magnetite in it. But yeah, it is. It really just keeps going. There's a lot of it. I think I also want to do a node test here, just in case I'm having to get close to this sphalerite. I mean, we know that there's very large magnetite, very good, and small amounts of sphalerite. So I'm getting closer, but kind of that's what I want the most right now. I mean, I'm very happy to have the iron, but I'm making a Warren's nest of tunnels here that's going to be a drifter spawning haven if I'm not careful. So I kind of want to hone in on sphalerite, because that's what's going to let me be able to make brass, which is what's going to let me keep this area well lit up. And I'm going to want that if I'm going to want to come back here for more iron, which I am absolutely sure that I am going to want to do that. So it looks like we're on the right track down this way. We had small amounts over here. Let me see if I can test something like right here in the middle. Trace amounts. So we're definitely doing better over here. Well, I guess I'll dig this way a little bit, get a bunch of iron, and maybe we can luck our way into some sphalerite or zinc as well. Wow, this is a really big vein, honestly. Okay, let's test this guy right here. Trace amounts of sphalerite, so I feel like I've passed it up. And oh, wait a minute, is that it, right? Zinc ore. Oh wow, I could not even see that. Holy smokes, I would not have been able to deduce. Wow, this looks so much like this andesite. Well, yay, we got it, but I can't tell what's ore and what's andesite. Wow. Amazing. Trace amounts of sphalerite. Ah, really? That's all there was? Well, those 7 chunks of sphalerite aren't going to do very much for me. Looks like we're going to have to do a little bit more digging, and wow, I think maybe I need to find a texture pack because that is incredible. I would never have seen that if I hadn't had the tooltips on. Well, the big question, of course, is how many nuggets are we going to get out of all of this sphalerite? So we've got that and that. Wow, that's a lot more than I anticipated, huh? That's 6 full ingots, and at about 30% with copper gives us about 18 ingots of brass, and then that translates into 9 torch holders, which isn't honestly that much. I want to put it on my house first. But what about all this iron? I totally did not expect to get into the iron. Wow. That is just a ton, and there was a ton left in there too. Yeah, man, that is a ton of iron. Well, I didn't plan for it to be, but maybe this episode is all about learning how to do something with iron, because I have not learned that yet. I am so happy to actually have found it, though. I swear I honestly didn't expect to. And so I'm going to smelt some of this up right away, and I figured out that this is the magic ratio. It's 14 copper to 6 zinc per ingot, and I've got 6 ingot molds, so that maths out to 36 zinc and 84 copper. I don't know about you, but I have to write these things down because I don't want to figure it out every time, and I am not going to remember it. But 6 ingots equals 3 torch holders, and yep, I need a little bit more than that. But like I always say, one thing at a time. We can only do what we can do. And while I'm waiting for this stuff to smelt up, I thought I'd check out and see what does it take to make iron. And I don't see anything in here about iron. Okay, so this is about all it says. It says you need a bloomery and a chimney. And I've heard the term bloomery a lot, but I really don't know what that is all about. Okay, fire clay bricks and a chimney, which is more fire clay bricks. Easy enough, but that doesn't help me out much. Well, looks like I've got my own videos to watch to learn more about how to get into the Iron Age. But for right now, I'm going to focus on the brass. Just like all the big moments, it's a big moment. It's a rainy big moment. But anyway, we have our first ingots of brass. I'm kind of happy about that, honestly. At least I got some. I was hoping to find a whole lot more. But like I said, I'm glad to have found some. Yay, progress! Well, it's the next day in real life, and I've had some time to do my research on bloomeries. Yep, I'm definitely ready for them. I'm definitely able to work with them. And I just didn't really realize it because I never bothered to do that research. See, I knew you needed a bloomery for iron, and I also knew that iron had a higher smelting point than charcoal had. And so I assumed that you couldn't use charcoal. I assumed that I needed to find something else out into the wilderness, some other resource, like, full-on coal or brown coal or I don't know what. I figured I would cross that bridge when I come to it. And, well, I found iron and now I've come to it. So the bottom line is I am more than ready for a bloomery. See, I don't know about you guys, but I had no idea what a bloomery was. And honestly, it's pretty simple. It just makes it so that your charcoal can get even hotter than it would normally otherwise. Maybe it's insulation or has some special ducting properties to give it the proper airflow. I don't really know what the technical is from it, but yeah, really you just need charcoal and you need to make this bloomery, which of course requires fire bricks. And they're super easy to make. I just find it interesting that I didn't really think that I was ready for it, But I clearly am. So let's make some bricks while the growlers are out there doing their thing in the nighttime. So even though we've got a bunch of growlers out here, it seems like they are appropriately contained somehow. I've got some various pits and things around, and it looks like we can actually do 12 of these bricks at a time, which is exactly what we need for a bloomery, and I'm really happy about that. And I suppose we might as well work up the first few ingots that I've gotten. I got a lot of these torch holders to make. Interesting. It didn't give me the option to select what I wanted this thing to be. It just automatically made it into a plate because apparently that's the only thing that it can be. You know, makes sense, I suppose. But I find it interesting nonetheless. So, and I also think I may have made a slight miscalculation when it comes to how many torch holders I can make, because I'm not counting needing 2 ingots per plate. Yeah, we need 2 ingots per plate and 2 plates to make the torch holder. So I may not be able to make as many as I had hoped. But I think it's important to make as many as I can regardless. Because that's the whole point of why I was going after that stuff, you know? Even though they're both hot, we should be able to put them together. Ooh, I make 2 torch holders. I didn't realize that. Ooh, that'll be nice. All right, and let's put one of them right here and one of them right here. And those 2 should do a really good job of lighting up the area that was previously done by like 5 of these glowing things. So yeah, it's a good start. It's a really good start. But boy, time is moving away, and I really want to get back to the mines before the torches burn out back there while it's still somewhat safe. So yeah, let's go get more iron. And this gives me an opportunity to show that I've got a new resource pack installed. See, I totally missed these zinc ore nodes before because they were just so close. But now, with the new resource pack, I actually can see them. Oh, this is so much better, honestly. Look, there's more right here. I had no clue. So, yay! You know, I'm really glad that this game can be modded for things like this. It certainly can help, and does help, honestly. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty minor thing to be able to change that resource pack, but to be able to see the ores so much better now is amazing. I love it. Oh, there's another one. Looks like we got to get all that too. Yay, more zinc. Well, another full pack and another pickaxe broken. Actually, another 2 pickaxes broken, and I'm having to leave the mines once again, and I still don't have all the iron. It's also midnight, which I don't really like the idea of going out in the middle of the night, but I think if I run for it, I should be just fine. I am absolutely also going to ruin my hammer when it comes time to process all of these nuggets up. I mean, just look at all this nuggets. Oh, so much. I'm going to need another crate just for my iron. And honestly, I don't know whether I'm ever going to need to get more iron as it is. I feel like I've got so much, but I also don't know what the end game has in store and how much iron I'm going to go through. I know I've got a lot of work to get into the mechanization, which is also really important for dealing with iron, but for right now, I'm just happy to have found it. There's a full crate right there of iron nuggets, plus I've got quite a lot of other unprocessed nuggets up here. I broke my hammer and I just wasn't able to process it all. That's how much there was down there. Holy moly, that's enough. Well, I guess it's time to check on that Bloomery and see if we can get started with that, huh? Well, actually, I need to make up another batch of 10 bronze and make a new hammer and new pickaxe so that I can actually start to work with the iron. So I guess that's got to come first, doesn't it? Oh, wow, look at that. The lake is melted, or at least partially. That means spring truly is here. Oh, and if you look at the map, it's actually more not white than it is white. Yeah, I am so happy to actually have spring here and to have the snow be mostly gone. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm loving it. I guess while we wait for those to cool, we can go check on my fire clay bricks. Yeah, I really like that you can actually fire up 12 of them at a time. That truly helps out a lot. And that means that we can now put down our Bloomery. And I don't really know whether we can actually do it in here or not. I think we can. I mean, I've got the forge and I've got the clay oven. I don't see any reason why I can't put them all here. I think I'm going to work on this as more of a forge area. So I'm going to move the oven and the kern, and we'll try to put the thing right here. Now, if I remember right, we need like this all fire clay bricks. Yep, bricks. Bricks. So we got the base, and then if I remember right, we need something like that. Yes, for the chimney. So pop the brace down there and the chimney right there, and we have a bloomery. And they say there is no GUI to this. We can tell by looking at it that we can put some things in, but basically we got to put some fuel in and we got to put some smeltable items in. And I don't remember how many it said we can do. I think it's only enough for 6 blooms. And I'm going to try to just go until it doesn't let me. Okay, yeah, it stops me at 120. So 120 nuggets, which should be 6 ingots worth. And now for fuel, 6 charcoal. 6 charcoal is all it needs. Very good. And I hope this doesn't spread. Well, it's cooking. It looks like it's working. And now we got to wait 10 hours. So yeah, now we get to come back in 10 hours and break the thing, because that's how you get everything out of the bloomery. You got to actually break it, which means you lose some of the fire bricks in the process, which honestly is a little annoying, but I get it. I get it. I think I could just build another bloomery right next to it, but I don't want to go too fast. I want to see what happens when it's finally done. So we've got a bit of smithing to do. I can make some more of these torch holders, and I can even smelt up some more brass to keep working on these torch holders. So yeah, I'm going to get all that done, and we'll come back in a little bit. Wow, there's so much to do now that spring is here. I had some rye that actually finished growing, so it seems like it's time to start planting my garden. Oh my, it looks like the pigs have all grown up too. I wonder how many boys and girls I've got in there. It's oh my, I'm probably gonna die here. This is not good. This is not good. Oh my, wow. I have no idea why they're so unhappy with me. We're gonna have to sort them out though. I see some sows and there's definitely another boar in there. Why did they attack me? Wow, I don't know. I guess they're just defending those little piggies over there, even though they belong to a different mother. Okay, well that was a rude awakening. But yeah, we're gonna have to thin the herd, and that'll be good. We can get some meat once again. Oh look, even more rye matured while I was over there. Wow, definitely time to start planting. You know, there is something just so satisfying about remining all of this stuff up. I just got done saying, I don't know that I'm going to need any more, but I'm back here once again in the middle of the day because I just want to do it. I just want to get it all while I have the opportunity. So, yep, once again, here I am back in the mines, mining up all of this iron. Again, for what reason? I'm not so sure. Well, it's been enough time, and the bloomery seems to have been done. It says it has 6 iron blooms. Let's see if we can break it like this. Yes, we don't need a pickaxe. And there we go. We get some bricks back, and we get our 6 iron blooms. It doesn't really tell us much of anything about the iron blooms, but I'm pretty sure we got to use a forge for it. Well, I guess let's put a... Oh, we can only put 1 in there at a time. Interesting. All right, well, let's see what happens. Let's see how this thing works. I understand that we basically have to form this into an ingot shape and remove the slag. And I'm assuming we got to heat it up first. So I threw a couple pieces of charcoal in there, and let's get to going. I also understand that automation in the form of a helve hammer can simplify this process quite a bit. I need some resources in order to be able to do that. Namely resin. I've seen resin once, but I haven't collected any of it. And so, yeah, that's going to be high on the list in the coming episodes. Resin and bees. Bees are the other thing that I've not yet acquired. And again, that is going to be figuring pretty high on my list. But right now, I got to figure out how to make this iron stuff work. All right, well, 1100 degrees seems to be the same. And what do I need to do? It looks like I need to start with this guy and take away any of the purple. Interesting. It takes away multiple as I'm working on it, and there is a green outline where it looks like things need to go in order to fit the ingot shape. So yeah, okay, I'm getting it. All right, so now it looks like we need to try to move some of these things into the proper place. But yeah, I find it funny that we've got to put it into the shape of the ingot, where normally we're starting with the shape of an ingot and we got to put it into the shape that we want. But yeah, it looks like we still have extra voxels to remove. There we go. We've got an iron ingot. Huh. And it's still pretty hot, so if I want to, I think I can start working it into something else. Yeah, I can. What do I want? A pickaxe? I think a pickaxe is a great first tool to be made out of iron. Don't you? I've been going through my pickaxes quite a bit. Now I do know that we need to be making an anvil body and an anvil head, and we'll got to glue those together somehow with borax, but right now I'm happy with just a regular old pickaxe, honestly. Oh no, I messed up. I got moving too fast. That is always, you've always got to be careful, and I'm glad I was able to fix it. Yeah, here we go. An iron pickaxe has a durability of 1,000. Where this one has a durability of 450. I bet that's just going to be so fast too. I think we're starting to look like a real adventurer now. Iron tools? Wow, I totally didn't expect that to happen in this episode. I was just going for some torch holders. Definitely see though that this supply of charcoal is not going to last very long. But I think it's worth it to do that again. So coal, bloom, light. Let's go. And we might as well get another bloom going as well, another oven. I have a feeling this is what I'm going to be doing an awful lot in the upcoming nights. And now with another ingot done, I think it's a good place to end the episode. I really appreciate everybody that has stuck around to the end, and I hope you were as surprised as I was to see iron in that mine. Boy, I was surprised. Well, anyway, if you do like the episode, please give it a comment, like, and maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And with that said, we'll just say so long, be excellent to each other. I'm out.